It's live.
In the cinematic sea of prequels, sequels, reboots, and reimaginings, the Movie Retakes podcast considers the merits and desires for Hollywood's new takes on our beloved movie classics. Brothers Matt and Chris Sully examine the latest retake franchises, pitch their own original retake visions, and share their love for the movies that made them. This is Big Sully.
And this is Matt Sully. Slightly smaller version. You never know what I'm going to say there.
You know, it's a treat every week. I have no clue at all.
You're always waiting. I try to hit the clever
Waiting.
button. It doesn't always work.
You have a clever button?
No, I don't.
Is that like the easy button?
I'm still searching for it. Hello.
What's up,
Corey
Sylvia?
Thompson.
Is that CT? Is Corey? Oh, yeah. I see the year now. Now it all makes sense.
The trivia
He has a
champ,
different name.
Corey Thompson.
He has a different name on every channel known to man, so you can't catch them. You can't sync them all up. Sabrina's back.
Hello.
What's up, Sabrina? Give everybody a minute to get in here.
So these are the people, they watch you stream, and then they go grab a bite, and then come back and watch you stream again.
We have a little break. Yeah, but they all change names. So I can't line them all up. I know Tamer, but Tamer is Magic Carpet Ride on another channel. Everybody's got a different name on every channel. I'm learning to sync them all. Not Ben Feldman, though.
Hello.
That's a Canadian way.
Yeah.
Like I love this. Allie comes in and says, "Hey, it's Tarjir and Puma." So now I know who I can link them up. That's the way you do it. Pete Bennett, Jamie Lee.
Hi, everybody. Oreos. Oh, you
Jamie
got those
Lee
mint Oreos this time around.
Is Millennium Panda. I know that one.
You did that because you know I won't be getting into them.
Did you see the gingerbread Oreo cookies were announced? And they're out now. The Christmas flavor's out now. Was there a Halloween flavor? Why did we just skip over Halloween?
Is this not the pumpkin spice phenomenon that everybody has to ride that way?
They've had those for years, probably. Yeah. Those are probably already on shelves. There's now 60 varieties of Oreos that you can buy at all times.
I'm a traditional Oreo guy. I don't think I'll be straying from that.
I go double stuff every once in a while to go crazy.
That's crazy.
Red velvet.
Stuffing.
I take that back.
All
The
right.
red velvet are sick.
That does sound pretty good.
They're glorious. All right, I think we're ready to rock and roll here.
All right, cool. Well, thanks everybody for dropping by for another quality episode of Movie Retakes live. It's happening right now. This is not pre-recorded, unless you're watching it later when it's already been recorded and it's not live. Then it's already happened. You missed it,
and it's post.
But you didn't miss it because you're here. I don't know how this stuff works. It's the internet. But I appreciate you coming in. And obviously you guys are following us on all the wonderful things. If you're not, please do. And get our YouTube subscribers up a little bit more. I know some of you guys are on Twitter and follow the podcast, but we're also putting all those podcasts in, these lives up on YouTube. So subscribe there and get the notifications for that when we're on. And leave some reviews. We love those reviews on for the podcast, especially the Apple podcast. Those reviews are solid, and keep them coming. So we appreciate them, especially all the 5 stars. I mean, obviously you're going to rate it 5 stars. What else could you do? But just in case you're thinking about not doing 5 stars, that'd be the wrong answer.
Just keep moving. Yeah, it's 5 stars or higher on the reviews, please.
You were listening to a different podcast, obviously.
Just don't be that guy on Amazon, like somebody's grandma who thinks 1 star is the best. Don't do that to us. Don't hurt us.
Yeah.
People do that.
You got all the star.
1 star's the best, right? No, grandma.
Oh no, stream's bad. It's real bad, they say.
I've got it up on a secondary machine over here, and everything's rocking and rolling along just fine. So it's a per device probably. You may be having problems in your area. Maybe a restart will fix it up. But I tested on another machine, and it seems to be rocking and rolling just fine.
Yeah, Pete, catch up on that podcast. We got quite a few good episodes in there. Cover a few franchises, and yeah, things are delayed, but a lot of the movies we cover will eventually come out, and then we'll see if those pitches are anything close to them or whatever. But yeah, let's talk about what we're watching. What you watching? That's the signal.
Oh, super quiet. I
You
tried.
forgot
One more
already.
time. One more time.
What you watching?
There we go.
Yeah,
All right.
there it is.
For
Flawless.
me, I am. Yeah, that was the glitch right there. It all worked just fine. For me, I have been catching up on Friday Night Lights. Never watched the series before, so we're slowly going through that. And season 2, we're already almost done with season 2. It's wonderful. It's a great show. Texas football. It's like I mean, I might as well have been in the show, not as a football player
Yeah.
on the sidelines, but still.
You weren't?
Rewatching Dollhouse. God, that show is so good. I'm almost done with it. As a matter of fact, as soon as this is over, I'm running right down to catch the end of season 2. Raised by Wolves. Still don't know what to make of that, but I think I like it. That's a HBO Max show. Very strange, but I dig it.
Yeah.
Lovecraft Country is amazing. I'm going to rewatch all the episodes already. Ted Lasso is the best comedy on TV right now, hands down. I love it. Everything Jason Sudeikis is doing there is amazing. And there's a Buffy alum, somebody from the Whedonverse, who showed up in an episode a couple weeks ago. Surprised me to see him pop up in there. Y'all have to watch to find out. And The Boys season 2. Loving it. Just it is so hard to wait week to week. I just want to binge it. It stinks. I want to go right through it right now.
Yeah, I'm enjoying The Boys as well. Haven't started on the Ridley Scott one, Raised by Wolves. I think I'm going to wait a little bit because I feel like it's one of those I want to watch several episodes. And this whole waiting for a week for another episode, what is this, 1994? You finished Grey's Anatomy. Is that possible?
Oh, no one's ever finished Grey's Anatomy. No, it's on season 400.
You didn't finish. You finish when you become part of the cast, and then other people are watching you on Grey's Anatomy. That's how that show works. I've been watching. We just started watching Fargo. That's been out for a little while, but man, it's great.
Fantastic.
Yeah, we really both like the movie, and didn't really know what the show was going to be like, but heard great things, and I think they're about to do another season, so we're like, yeah, sure, okay, that's enough.
Chris Rock
finally
is going to be a key component to this next season of
Apparently.
Fargo.
Yeah, a lot of
and then he's got
people.
the new Scream movie coming too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's good to see Colin Hanks in something again because I haven't seen him in anything in a while, and I like that guy. I watched The Bourne Legacy. That was one of my late night. Yeah, why not? Haven't seen it in a while, and when I watched it the first time, I didn't really know who Jeremy Renner was, and now he's been in a bunch of other things. It's kind of nice to go back and see him again, and I like it a lot. I think it's actually a pretty good addition to the franchise there, and it'd be interesting to see more of those. We watched The Ring because it,
too heavy.
Yeah, you got to watch The Ring every once in a while because you don't want to sleep. Time Trap. This is a weird one. I read some article where it was like this buried sci-fi movie on Netflix that everybody should watch. And yeah, it was actually pretty good. Some people go in a cave and there's time stuff. You get it. Cave time.
It was actually pretty good.
You did watch it?
Yeah.
Wow. We're like
I was surprised.
2 of 10 viewers that watched that one. Well, it was good to see the Lost Wilson brother. So there's Owen and Luke, and this is Andrew, I believe. Who I haven't seen since Bottle Rocket or what was he in? I don't know. But yeah, I like that guy. He was Whippet, the
Roller Derby with Drew Barrymore.
Roller Derby. Thanks.
Yeah,
that was a great movie. He's a likable guy. I don't know why he's not in more stuff. I don't know. We watched Pirates of the Caribbean because it had been forever since I've seen that movie, and it's still really good. Yeah, Rushmore. Yeah, Rushmore's fantastic. Love that. House on Haunted Hill, because I guess I'm still in a series. Well, that was after Mortal Kombat because Bridget Wilson's in that too. So I think we were trying to list off movies that she was in, and that was one of them. And I started Lower Decks, the Star Trek animated show. It's actually pretty funny. So I think I'm going to keep watching that. I like it. The style's good. They actually tell a decent story. There's pretty good humor in there. So yeah, it's pretty fun. And I started watching Bloodshot because, I hate myself. And I really appreciated that. I don't know. I don't think I'm spoiling anything. Nobody's going to watch this movie. But there's like the first 20 minutes is this like it's this campy, like really bad dialogue, like B movie kind of thing, and then it cuts over to where that was just a memory of his. They were planning it in. I'm ruining the whole movie for you. Where that was all fake, and it was supposed to be like that, but you tricked your audience. But I appreciate that they did a good job with that. I fell asleep.
I actually ended up really liking the movie.
You did? Well, I felt it was really, really late. I wasn't sleeping in, so I just put it on randomly, not thinking I'd enjoy it. And I was enjoying it. It was too late. I fell asleep. So I might actually go finish that one. Yeah, but we have some homework for you. Try and update the website there. I don't even know if you've seen it. But the homework this week, we'd like to recommend some things for you to check out. And usually what I'm trying to recommend is stuff that is available. I'm in Canada. Bro's in the U.S., as many of you are, I believe. And so I try and find some stuff that's overlap. This one is Lemony Snicket's A Series of Unfortunate Events. So this is after the books, before the series. There was this one standalone movie. I think it was supposed to end up having a few of these, but they only did the one, which is unfortunate because it's really, really good. It's sort of promoted as like a family film, but it's also really dark. But the humor is really good. Jim Carrey is in this, and he plays multiple characters, and every one of them is fantastic. He's hilarious. Meryl Streep's in this. She's hilarious. Billy Connolly, Emily Browning, Liam Aiken. And there's also some cameos from Louise Guzman, Jennifer Coolidge, Catherine O'Hara, and Cedric the Entertainer. A lot of really funny people in this. Just the look of the thing is really cool. The style, the world building's amazing. Brad Silberling did this, and I know nobody knows who that is. And I don't know why he hasn't done more movies, but he did do long time ago City of Angels, if you can remember that far back, and Casper. And he also did one of my favorite dramas, Moonlight Mile, with Jake Gyllenhaal. Really, really good drama. If you haven't seen that, you need to go check that out too. That's basically kind of a double homework there. But it is on Netflix and Prime in the US, and on Netflix in Canada and in the UK right now. So you should go check that out before it's gone. Not the series, the movie. We tried the series. I didn't really care.
I didn't get into the series as much. No, I like the movie a lot though.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Yeah. You like it too? Great. You've only seen the series. Oh, check out the movie. We watched, I think, maybe 2 episodes of the series, and we're just like, yeah, it just doesn't have the charm. Like, because we already knew the movie, maybe that spoiled it for us. But we were so into the characters of the movie that we were too used to them to try and get other people playing them. So yeah,
they were searching for the same quirkiness, but didn't quite land it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it tried, but it just came up kind of short. So we watched the Dune trailer. I know that's something we wanted to talk about. So one of our episodes, podcast episodes, was on Dune. We had to watch the David Lynch version, and I didn't watch any of the other stuff. There was some 2 different movies that came on, I think, Sci-Fi Network. And obviously there's books, but who reads, right? It's all about movies. So yeah, but
not this guy.
But yeah, so this has been remade, and we wanted to check out the trailer. And has everybody else seen it? Has everybody's not watched the trailer, or is just completely not interested in the Dune remake, or even aware of it's a remake? I wonder how many people just don't even know that it is a remake.
I think for a lot of people, especially if they're younger, it's probably like, oh yeah, that Dune movie, I've heard of that, but they probably haven't seen it. Like, even for me, even for us, Dune was a bit of an older film by the time I got into movies. It had been out for a little while. So for me, I remember watching it on TV, I think, in parts. I don't remember us ever renting all of Dune to watch. What was that, like 6 VHS tapes if we had rented it? And
Yeah.
And so to finally go back and watch it again when we did the podcasts, it was kind of like seeing it for the first time. I just had flashes of what I had remembered from before. Not an easy watch.
Yeah, then you should check out the trailer. No, Dune, the David Lynch one, it has its troubles. I actually liked the visuals I mean, he tries to go for this sort of gross, like, I don't know, dank sort of underground feel, or I guess the worms, but that's not what I meant. But it does have a look to it, and all the things that very defines the different sort of types of people that are in there. I liked that aspect, but the story, I felt he needed to tell it a different way, and that's one of the things I'm kind of concerned about with the new one. Is I can't find a length yet. I don't know how long this is. I don't know if anybody else has found that yet, but I don't know if this thing is 2 hours or 4 hours or what. And they might still be editing at this point. Who knows? But yeah, if it's too short, or if they don't attempt to cut the right things, then I feel like it's going to suffer from the same problems that the David Lynch one did, where it's just going to be way too much in one movie. And we talked about that in the podcast, where basically there's stuff that needs to be dialed back, like focus the story on the planet and skip some of the other stuff, and with like the galactic emperor or whatever his title is, I don't know, and all that sort of stuff. Just keep it those two houses on Dune, I think, will be good. The new one looks great. It really does. It's going to be a completely different look, but it does look cool, and obviously the effects are way better. Oscar Isaac, love that guy. I mean, he's in every movie, and I'm never tired of seeing him in every movie. So yeah, and Denis, I think, is a good director. So I think he'll do. Oh, he wants to do a sequel. Oh, okay. Well, if that's true, then that's good news, I think.
You're already talking about a sequel to this one? Dang.
That's what Nerdy says. Yeah.
I don't doubt it. I mean, these days, you build everything in a franchise, or at least a trilogy, because there's so much money if you get that rolling.
Yeah. Yeah. But so watching the trailer, I mean, they literally, IMDb did the comparison where they're like top to bottom, it shows the old one and the new one. And I mean, I'm hoping this isn't like a shot for shot remake, but it kind of seems that way with some of these scenes. Obviously there's key scenes they need to tell, but I don't know. It's hard to tell.
I don't think they'd do that. I think it's cool that they did the shot for shot with the original trailer. I think it's a nice way to say, hey, to all y'all who are going to say we're ruining the original, which is never the case, but for some reason people think that. Hey, we're going to pay homage to the movie you love. Here's the trailer, so you're gonna feel all warm and comfy when you go to watch it. But then you're gonna get there, and we're gonna go, nope. Here's what we actually wanted to show you, and those moments just happen to be in the film, like almost like they had a checklist to go. We're gonna get all this in the film, but we're gonna make a better version.
Well, and we talked about. I don't think you ever watched the documentary, but I talked about the Jodorowsky's Dune. That guy who made like the book, like it's supposed to be. He did, everything you can imagine. He designed, or he hired a bunch of people to do all these designs. So he had this book of everything, was the ships and the costumes, and he had the script, and he had the the drawings of the Bill was the one who actually told me about that, and love that documentary. Thanks, Bill. But if you caught in the trailer, they played the Pink Floyd song, and that was. He was going to have Pink Floyd do the soundtrack for his version of Dune. So I think that was kind of a nod to Jodorowsky there, which who knows what that would have been like. It looked crazy. Yeah, that's what he says, Bill. Pretty awful.
Whoa.
What did he say? He was going to rape it, but with love. Just, yeah.
No, that's not how those words go together.
That's not what you do. So hopefully there's none of that. And it's a common phrase in whatever his language is. Yeah, but remember that he trained his son for like years with all his different martial arts styles, because he knew that he was going to play the lead in the movie, like from the age of 12 all the way up to 18. Like, it was crazy. So yeah.
How kick-ass would it be if his son's name was Jason Momoa? Then it would all come for a full circle.
That would be really cool. Is if Denis would then go and find him and just put him in the background somewhere. At least tell him he's in the movie. That'd be pretty cool.
This would have been in the 80s, right? So the kid who would have been 10, 12 at the time of the movie would now be 40, 50. It could work. It could still be a thing.
I don't even know. Yeah. But I'm looking forward, if they do another trailer, like to see a few more clips and stuff. I'm still going to see it, even though I'm a little bit nervous about it. Yeah, I want to see it.
Oh, I realized while watching the trailer a few things, but the thing I realized was, I have to see it on a big screen. This is absolutely the movie that will make me go to a theater, even if I have to wear 6 masks. I'm going to do it. But also, sorry, Mike is doing some crazy stuff, y'all. It's just adjusting the gain at will. Now it's going the other direction. Now it's going quiet on me. Anyway, I realize this is a must see on the big screen, but also, it may be the last or the only big sci-fi movie that we get for a long time. Like, it's already filmed, it's canned, there might be editing, but it's pretty much ready to go. Once we get it, what else has been filmed? We have some superhero movies like Black Widow. We've got that waiting. But what else do we have? So I'm really looking forward to that as an event. And honestly, if they made a 4-hour movie, I wouldn't even be mad. I'd go watch it. I don't think they will, but
spend the time there. Well, we talked about that. The length of these movies now, everything's just so long. But
see, I don't have a problem with it, but some people really do.
You know what? I'm fine with it. Just bring back intermission. How would that hurt anyone? Everyone would love intermission.
I went to
take a bathroom break. You get more snacks. The theater would benefit.
Yep. I went to a screening of Hateful Eight. That was the longer director's cut, and it was also in the wider frame. And you got an actual book that went along with the movie that had the actor names and the background of the characters, and it did have a full-blown intermission, and everybody got up and went to the bathroom and came back with new snacks. I mean, honestly, what does that add if you had 10 minutes to each movie throughout the day? You could still schedule them all out correctly. That would be amazing. I don't know why they don't do it.
I like that idea. What's that called? The you get those when you go to like a
program?
Musical or an opera. Yeah, program. I think they have a different name for it, but like a billet or something. But I like that. Like, why don't we fancify these movies a bit more? Give us those, those little spectacles for the back row where we can.
If you're in the back row, they'll just hand you a VR headset nowadays. No, I think that's a great idea, because as we're learning with COVID, I think a lot of the theaters aren't going to survive it. Movies in general are going to change. There's going to be more going straight digital, but people still want the experience. So why not make it? If I'm going to pay $17 to $22 a ticket, can you make it a bit more experiential? I think that would be a lot more fun.
Yeah, I think people were talking about that a while back, where they were going to do package deals where you would go and you would spend some extra money up front, and it already would give you the DVD or whatever when it came, like the voucher for it or whatever. So that when it came out, you would already own it. I'm not sure if anybody ever even actually got to that point to try it.
Super Troopers 2 did a full their movie was funded by Kickstarter, I think, or one of those versions of it. And if you were a backer at a certain level, you got all of it at once. They get you like a voucher for the movie theater, so you could go get your ticket there, but you owned it after the fact, and it came with extras. And I thought that was great. And they got completely funded by fan investments.
Yeah, that's cool. So a couple people say they've had some intermission. Saving Private Ryan, which that's a good one. 2001. Yeah, how long is 2001? That's a
3-hour movie.
Yeah, it's a good movie, but yeah, you do need Playbill. Thank you, Sabrina.
There's Sabrina. Yeah.
It was somewhere in the old noggin. But that's one of the things I wanted to talk about too, is that so there is some news on Tenet and Mulan, and basically what their success or failure and what they've made, and sort of what that means moving forward in both theaters and video on demand. So I do some stuff here to talk about. So Tenet and Mulan, they're both $200 million budget films. And they're both experiments sort of in the COVID theater, achieving very different results. Tenet did well in China, but not so well in North America. Mulan did poorly in China and decently in North America. though the real win was for Disney Plus with tons of new memberships for Mulan. So overseas, Tenet earned over 177 million, which is pretty decent, and this is just so far, but only 30 million in North America. And I think me and Ben and the other Canadians are responsible for a decent chunk of that because we went to see that. Dances with Wolves, yeah, that's a pretty long one too. But sadly, I'm skipping things. But yeah, only 30 in North America, and it'll make more money as theaters open if they reopen, but probably not too much more money. Sadly, those poor numbers might actually result in more theaters closing rather than reopening, because now that they're reopened, they've got all these costs that they have to meet, and if people aren't showing up, then they can't afford to stay open. Warner Brothers immediately, everybody knows, moved Wonder Woman to December as a direct response to that sort of failure. Candyman's moved to 2021, so I won't even be shocked if Dune gets pushed as well, because there's still time to make that statement. And I think a lot of people are just going to be saying, nah, it's too soon. Like, we've proven that it's too soon. We need to wait.
There's a lot of talk about Black Widow slipping off its early November date now, which is just a few weeks away, really, a couple months.
Yeah, which sucks because it felt like we were just getting back into. We were going to go back to the theater, and now I don't know that we are going to. Hey, Rob, and but Mulan. So that was kind of an experiment too. So they are tracked to gross 38.5 million of its $200 million budget. But that's so a lot of Chinese audiences were not happy about this movie, which is where they really wanted to make their money. Like the China, theater cinema industry is massive. Like, they have so many more theaters and chains and everything. And so Hollywood caters to them now, and they want to make all the money over there, because they usually do. They make a lot of money. Vin Diesel is huge over there. They love that guy. And even though some of his movies don't make so much over here, he's big in Japan, as they say. But they didn't really care for Mulan so much, that for a few different reasons. But I read that they've had 17 different versions of Mulan over the years, starting from like the 1920s. So I said they're allowed to be super critical at this point. Like, they've seen it all before. So yeah,
it's like Pinocchio for us.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that will never stop being remade. But Disney Plus saw a 68% increase in subscriptions when Mulan was announced, and says that they're estimating about over 1 million households watched it. But Hamilton did better. 74% uptick in subscribers when they announced it was coming to the platform, was watched by 2.7 million households, but that movie didn't cost anything extra. So people were more willing to sign up and maybe not spend the money on Mulan there. So we still don't really know what this means. It just doesn't really look good for either. Mulan might be a bit of a black sheep there for the fact that China sort of rejected it. So we don't really know how well that program, this sort of theaters in China, but video on demand for North America might work. So we need a few more guinea pigs, essentially. Some other people are going to need to try out and see what works for them. But if Tenet didn't do huge, then I really don't see what else is going to do really well in North American theaters.
Yeah, when you're talking specifically about theaters, I was about to argue and say, well, wait, when they go to home video or to digital, they're going to make a bunch more money for the movie. But we're talking specifically about its impact on theaters, so that makes a lot more sense. Yeah, they're being shown that they're the middleman is no longer needed.
Yeah, Mandalorian season 2 is coming out pretty soon, I think.
Hell yeah, it is. There's a new trailer just dropped. It's great.
Yeah, and I don't know. I mean, I think I'd be fine with the streaming. Yeah, I enjoy going to the theater. There are some things that, like you said, that deserve, or if not demand, to be seen in theaters. But obviously, we're all making exceptions to all that stuff right now. So I think what the hardest stuff right now is the things that have already been made. They have to make choices on what to do with those. But I wonder how much has been altered for things that they're now working on. And I won't be surprised at all if we see a barrage of like really low budget movies that get pushed to video on demand to try and make up for this loss on the bigger pictures. Like these $200 million movies may not be a thing for a while, but don't know.
Bill Brown's got a good question there. Would smaller theaters survive this? I think if they cater to a bigger experience, they can. Like if by smaller theaters, I instantly think of like the Alamo Drafthouse chain. Like now you can go and you can beforehand you can have a beer, and then during you can have food delivered. And if you make the into nicer theaters with a big screen and nice surround sound, and maybe you take the ticket price even just a little higher, a $20 ticket, a meal, and a drink. If I really want to go to the movies, I'm willing to spend that money, but I'm not going to do it very often. So
yeah, and that's not. I think that's a good idea, but it's about how many tickets you can sell, like how many people you can put in the seats. Like they have to cut back, and all these small theaters, they have to fill all those seats. And Ben's right. Like a lot of them will show these sort of one-off things. We went to Alamo Drafthouse when we were in Austin, and we watched, different olds. And some of the theaters are showing old movies, but they also did like the sing-along stuff. We went to like a Prince one and a Madonna one, I think, and that was a lot of fun. Everybody just kind of sings the with the music videos and stuff, and that's cool. But the entire theater needs to be packed so that they can make their money. And if they can't, even legally do that, they can't put in as many people as they need to, then I don't see how they're supposed to win. I don't think they can make it.
Not in the COVID environment, no.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully it's not as dismal as we present it to be, and we do get to go back to the theater, but we really don't know. So on a lighter note, we are going to talk about great comedy duos. That's going to segue nicely into our next podcast.
Speaker turned off. I had it.
We got some major audio problems there. There it is.
God.
I did see that commercial, Corey. Yeah, that was pretty funny. Yeah, there was. Did you see that with Ryan Reynolds, and he brought?
Oh yeah.
It's just they're in a field, and that's nice. Yeah, and it's pretty funny. You can look it up. I forget what the company was, which I guess is a failure of the commercial. I think it was insurance or something. But
it's his cell phone company. It's an all you can like a flat rate, but I can't remember the name of the company now. So you're right.
Yeah. So whatever. It's yeah, it's just nice to see him again, and I'm really looking forward to Shrunk, so that we can see Rick Moranis in that again. But I have a list of quite a few comedy duos, but you guys can go ahead and start throwing your favorites in there. There's a good one: Chris Farley and David Spade. Fantastic. They're definitely on the list. I've also got Tina Fey and Amy Poehler. Seth Rogen and James Franco, Bob Hope and Bing Crosby. I know some of these are going to be old. That's right. The husband and wife team, Matt and Vanessa Sully. The best comic duo there is. There was a buddy of mine in college. There was three of us that we used to hang out all the time. And we'd come up with sketch comedy ideas, but he referred to us as the Shankara Stones of comedy, from like from Indiana Jones. Those stones, when you bring them together, they glow and stuff. Anyway,
yeah,
it was fun time. Maybe we weren't that funny. Anyway, Chris Tucker and Jackie Chan, Abbott and Costello. That's a good one. That's on the list. And I've got some here that may be interchangeable. Owen Wilson and Ben Stiller, or Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn, because those two together are quite good. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly. Those guys are pretty solid. I've enjoyed them anytime they're together. Gene Wilder and Richard Pryor. That's a good combo. Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. That's a winner every time.
So good.
Jonah Hill, Channing Tatum, or Jonah Hill and Michael Cera. I want those two to do more.
Yeah,
Superbad was rock solid.
The best.
Yeah. Yeah, nice. Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy. When were they together?
Life. The movie
okay.
Life. They were good in that.
Yeah. That was a
I
while back.
instantly thought when you started this list of people who had multiple films that they did together. I mean, there are great times that are one-offs. Like that was a good experience. Life. I just saw that's on one of the streaming services and was thinking about rewatching it.
Yeah, nice pull there, Chevy. What we got? Martin and Lewis. We got Laurel and Hardy. I mean, we watched them. Jack Lemmon and Walter Matthau. Some
good
old school there. Cheech Marin and Tommy Chong. Like I got a soft spot for the Cheech and Chong movies. I don't know, they're funny. Like I enjoy them too much. Probably. I wish we'd get more from them. Fred Armisen and Carrie Brownstein. From Portlandia.
Oh, yeah. They're very funny together.
It hurts to watch that show because they're just so on the whole time. Jennifer Saunders and Joanna Lumley from Absolutely Fabulous. If anybody watched that show.
Oh, yeah.
That show is hilarious. If you haven't seen it, try and dig up some episodes. Those two are just so funny. John Cho and Cal Penn from Harold and Kumar. Those guys are really good together. Key and Peele, obviously. That's a good pairing. Some other old one, Lucille Ball and Desi Arnaz, Penny Marshall and Cindy Williams, Alex Winter and Keanu Reeves. Yeah,
excellent.
Fred Armisen. Good point. Excellent. Mike Myers, Dana Carvey. Anybody pull that up for Wayne's World? And then I put in Jim Carrey and Jeff Daniels for Dumb and Dumber. I thought those two matched really well. So who am I missing?
They did. I wrote my favorites before I even looked at your list, and I think you have one that's not on there. I wrote Chris Farley and David Spade for sure. That's the first one that comes to mind of the last 30 years for me. And then I agree with Karma Savage. I wrote The Rock and Kevin Hart. I can't get enough of those two making fun of each other, either on screen or just like in interviews and stuff. It's great, even in tweets and stuff. The Rock always calls Kevin Hart like his little turd. Like he's just constantly making fun of him. And then I had Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. Yeah. For sure, because I love the Cornetto trilogy and anything they do together. And then your wife, what did she say? She said Fred Armisen and anyone. I was going to write, I didn't put it here, but Jason Sudeikis and anyone. I love Jason Sudeikis and everything he's in. Is fine.
Yeah. Yeah, Monty Python's fantastic, but that's kind of stretching it a bit because there's, 4 or 5 of them? I'm trying to think of just duos. And that's like there's been some really good ones where people mesh well, but they only did one movie together, and you're like, why can't you just keep doing some more stuff together? You guys are great.
Ryan Reynolds and Jason Bateman did that movie where they switch places, and they're talking about doing Clue. I would really like to see them do a lot more movies together.
Yeah, Maya Rudolph and Kristen Wiig. Yeah, very good. Those two are so funny. And Maya Rudolph and Martin Short. I don't know if anybody watched that show. Was it Maya and Marty was the name of it? It was like a sketch comedy show, and it was fantastic. They were both really, all the sketches were funny, and then they do these like musical interludes and stuff. It was rock solid, and it was a Lorne Michaels production, but it only lasted like a season, which is a real shame. Huh. Yeah, there you go with the Bad Boys.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Well, and that gets us closer to a couple of mentions there, Kevin Hart and The Rock, and then Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, because that segues us over into what our next podcast episode is going to be: Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. Awesome, you nailed it. So good. So this, I think there's people mentioned Steve Martin there, and John Candy. Obviously, we're in the original, but Kevin Hart and Will Smith are going to be the comedy duo in the upcoming version of Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. This is interesting because honestly, I can't think of the last Will Smith movie that was supposed to be a comedy. Hasn't he done like everything has been action? Yeah.
I was going to say the exact same thing. I mean, other than when he was on Fresh Prince, we didn't get many comedies. He's
doing the Fresh Prince like reunion thing coming up, which is going to be a lot of fun. I think that's going to be really cool. But yeah, like Men in Black is the last real comedy thing he did. And honestly, I think that it was the first one that he was the funniest in.
Yep.
because he was fresh. Like he had done other stuff, but that was his big sort of breakout movie role, I think.
Mm-hmm. That and
And
Independence Day.
He was solid in that. Yeah, Independence Day. But I'd say he was funnier in Men in Black. He was more comfortable. I don't know. That was a good movie. John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd. Yeah, that's a good one.
Mm.
Yeah. The Funeral Parlor. Yeah. Kids are resilient. They bounce back. Yeah. Yeah.
It is a good scene, Bill Brown.
But yeah, Kevin Hart's going to be doing this. It's in development, written by Aisha Carr. She worked on Brooklyn Nine-Nine and another series called Woke. And there's not a whole lot available on this just yet. So we don't know when it's going to come out or how far in they really are. But I find this interesting because there was rumors in 2017 of Kevin Hart wanting to do The Great Outdoors. And I'm wondering if he is trying to just get on like a John Hughes remake kick, which would be very smart. But the problem is, if it's not John Hughes dialogue, like John Hughes is a brilliant writer, and if you're having somebody rewrite this, then it's not a John Hughes movie. Like, yeah, it's just not the same. It's just you're using the title. So I would actually, who's done a movie where they just took the same script and just had different actors? How much fun would that be? That'd
Maybe
be
Dune.
Cool. Yeah. You don't have to do a shot. Like, it doesn't have to be the shot remake, but use the same script. Why not? The script is great. Just keep doing that. I think that'd be pretty cool. That'd be a fun experiment. I think everybody would enjoy it. Yeah, Eugene Levy and Catherine O'Hara. Solid.
What
yeah,
about the baby?
So funny. Well, anything Christopher Guest, he does all those sort of mockumentary things. He's fantastic, and everybody in those is really good. Yeah, but I'm curious if, especially if this one does well, if he'll get the push to then actually pick up and do that Great Outdoors. But what else could he do? That's my question. Is what other John Hughes film? Like, he can't do Pretty in Pink or anything, So he could produce it, I suppose. And maybe that's what this is a segue into. Is he's going to start acting in the John Hughes and then maybe segue over into a new version of the teen ones.
I wonder if there are any John Hughes scripts that had not been made into movies already that they could pick up on, because there is genius in his writing for sure. There's a reason all those movies were so good. I would imagine everything he wrote has been made to this point, but you never know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, there was that, I think it was Billy, did that Psycho, the one with Vince Vaughn, which it was basically like, why didn't you just colorize Psycho? Because I didn't understand the purpose. It's not like it was an obscure movie that nobody had ever heard of that we needed to be brought to attention. It's not like, was that the Cameron Crowe on Vanilla Sky? That was it was a Spanish movie, Abre los Ojos, before, and he really enjoyed the movie, and so he remade it with Penelope Cruz in both of them. She was in the first one and in the remake. Now that, at least I understand, you're trying to bring that to a new audience.
Yeah.
But what was the deal with Psycho? How did that even get? Like, I don't get it. That's a weird one. That deserves a lot of examination, if not punishment, for whoever was involved with it. Christmas Vacation with Kevin Hart. Yeah. Okay. That's one that I can do.
Christmas Vacation is still so good.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing, is you shouldn't be doing any of these, but since he's going to anyway, I'm just trying to think of what other John Hughes movies he could be working on. But that's something that we'll have to find out. So yeah, that's going to be our next podcast, is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. So hopefully there's some fans of the original out there. If you haven't gone and watched that yet, like I says, John Hughes film, Steve Martin and John Candy, and I don't remember the exact year that came out, but it's not really that important. And so go watch that if you can. And Eyes Wide Shut. Kevin Hart and Eyes Wide Shut. Yeah,
Oh.
I kind of want to see that.
For anybody who's wondering, I just went to justwatch.com, and here in the States, you can stream Planes, Trains, and Automobiles on HBO Max or History Vault. Never heard of it before. Or there's a ton of other places you can rent or download to pay for it. But HBO Max has it.
What about Canada?
Let's see. How do I change my area? Do I have to go to justwatch.ca?
There's like a little flag icon. Planes, Trains,
I don't see it in my current window. There you go. You do it easier probably. Oh wait, here it is. Streaming in US. Streaming in.
No, I'm already doing it. You can't do it.
But I'm there. I got it. Go.
Hollywood Go.
Never heard of that either. People making ish up.
Yeah. So yeah, you should already own a copy or whatever. Just find a friend who owns it, and I'm sure there's like on YouTube, it's just broken up into 50 parts. With,
Easy watch.
Yeah, that's fine. Just
make your own cut.
Commercials. Yeah, but it'll be good. All right, we're closing in on the hour, so I think we can do some trivia. There it is. You're just on it. Like, it's amazing. I don't even have to worry about.
You didn't give me the signal.
When it comes up. Yeah, so this week's trivia is oh good, it's with the Rogers package. Wonderful. Is also comedy duo movies. So that's the subject.
Why are you checking out his package?
All the questions. Some of them are very easy. Some not so much. But you can get them. I'm confident in everybody.
All right, so what we're going to do is like we have in past weeks. You've already got some questions lined up for us. We're going to give everybody a chance, or some people a chance, to win one of our movie retake stickers. Look at that focus on that.
That is a great sticker.
It's a fantastic sticker. I love it. So we're going to give you guys a chance. We can get a few people in before we cap out the hour, probably at least 4 or 5 to play a little trivia. If you guys keep it moving. If you get picked, answer quickly, move along. Let's keep this going.
They've got this.
If you want to join us, because not everybody necessarily wants to play, but if you'd like to join us, type in ! trivia in the chat right now. And once we get some people interested, I will then randomly select a name and we will shoot you a trivia question. And don't do like somebody did a couple weeks ago and leave the room after you step. One of my friends, she was in here and she put it in, then I guess left to go do something else. And when she came back, we had chose her name and moved on.
That hurts.
All right, I've got at least 5 or 6 names in here already. We'll go ahead and roll for the first one. And our first participant tonight will be, Corey Thompson, Mr. CT78 himself.
Fantastic.
You go first. Go ahead.
Okay. All right, Corey. This is for the car and all the money.
I'm not paying for that.
Oh, just a sticker on me. Name any movie. Just one. There's more to that question. Don't just name any movie. Name any movie starring both Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
Giving you 10 seconds on the clock. Go.
It's a few to choose. Give it to me, CT. Will Ferrell and John C. Reilly.
And answer. There is a delay. There's probably like a 7 or 8 second delay on us. So giving 10 seconds is not fair.
He's just now hearing the question. Billy. You did. Sherlock. There you go. Close enough.
Oh, we did. Right there. Yeah. Oh, that was, I guess that was technically a movie.
It was a movie. It was the wrong title.
CT78.
Step Brothers. There you go.
All right. I got your name on a Post-it and on a sticker. So, Corey, we'll get that out to you soon. You're our first winner.
Great job, Corey.
All right. Let me pick a second person.
You get stickers for being a co-host on the podcast anyway. There should be a care package. No.
With the sticker.
Dang.
All right. He did do a lot of research on Highlander. We give him extra credit. I'll give him 2 stickers.
Yeah. He should have a lifetime supply of stickers for having to watch all those. I'm sorry, Corey.
All right, our
Yeah.
second participant will be Allie. Allie Nar.
Delay. Donkey and the Jeff. Isn't
didn't
that
show
the was that the Family Guy episode where Brian and Stewie are those radio DJs and they have like Dingo and the baby? I think.
Oh yes,
There's like-
yeah, I have heard that, or I have seen that.
Oh man, that's hilarious! I love that.
All right, Allie, you're up next, and I've got your question for you. Again, answer as quickly as you can, but accurately. You'll get it. I don't know how I was in the wrong screen, and I hit it, and it showed he won again. But it's Allie is our winner, our next participant. What John Landis movie, based off the recurring SNL musical sketch, starred John Belushi and Dan Aykroyd as Jake and Elwood Blues? Allie, what is the name of the movie? As quickly as you can.
So, they're brothers.
I was having a conversation with somebody the other day, and they're like, because we were talking about the Texans now have two running backs, Johnson and Johnson. And every time somebody says it, I'm like, no relation. And somebody said, no, they're not related. It's like, it's a Die Hard reference. Come on. Allie, I'll give you one more shot at it. They're brothers.
Bill, you still listening to Cashing In? I don't even know if they're still making it. I haven't listened to it in a while.
About Jake and Elwood Blues. They're brothers. Famous movie.
Small.
Come on, Allie, you got it. The small as everything. Yellow sister. Whoa, Ben. What? All right.
Who's supposed to
There
answer?
we go. Allie got it. Allie got it.
With a question mark. Did you just make that up? Did you not even know the title?
That's hilarious.
that'd be great if you guessed it.
All right, and Allie, what is your Twitter handle? I know how to get a hold of Corey. Just make sure I have the right person. I think I know, but as soon as I make assumptions, I will be wrong.
We'll go ahead and pick the next person so I can read the thing.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right, rolling for our third participant, and it will be Bill Brown.
Billy. All right, you got this. What Farrelly Brothers comedy starred Matt Damon and Greg Kinnear as conjoined twins? Great premise. Based on that, I watched it and love that movie. You play Maskers.
I did not remember the name of that. I had to look at it. Yeah.
Well, he's already won, apparently. Oh, that's just for winning to get a chance.
Ooh, Bill Brown got it.
Stuck on you. You, man. Solid, man.
Bill.
Great.
You know how to get a hold of Bill Brown, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Making sure. And Allie, I still need your Twitter. There it is. I see it. Never mind. You did that. Let me write that down real quick, and I'll pick our next winner.
That movie has one of the best endings. It ends in like a musical number with Greg Kinnear, and it's really good, entertaining.
All right, our fourth participant will be Cody White. Cody White, you still with us? I got your question for you. Pay attention, Cody White. We're going to need an answer to this one pretty quickly. Who starred alongside Dave Thomas as the other Mackenzie brother in this 1983 Canadian comedy about two brothers trying to regain control of their father's brewery? Hint, he is one of the lead actors featured in 2 of our podcasts. So who starred...
No.
What? Oh. Who starred alongside Dave Thomas in that famous movie?
The Mackenzie brothers.
Yeah.
Ben knows this one, I'm sure.
Just by knowing the poster. Just by knowing the box art.
Got it.
Nailed it. Oh, it shows up quicker for you somehow. There it is. All right, so that is Cody White. Cody White, are you on Twitter? If so, what is your Twitter handle, your Twitter name? So I can send you a DM and quickly get your delivery address. While we're waiting on that, I'll pick our fifth and final participant. Wait, we got to highlight that. That's just too good.
So you guys don't get this, I guess, but every Christmas they have the Bob and Doug McKenzie song. It's like the 12 Days of Christmas, and it's I don't know if you ever heard it, but it's basically them singing about the different gifts they received, and it's all Canadian geared sort of stuff. And it's really, really funny.
Thank you, Cody White. I got your info.
The
All right,
dog
our
portion.
fifth and final participant, I might be able to squeeze in a sixth, is Chevy Clark.
All right. That's me. Name the Frank Oz film starring Steve Martin and Michael Caine as two con men competing to rob an heiress of her fortune. Steve Martin, Michael Caine, con men. Great movie. Haven't seen
There was
that
a
one in a while.
remake recently.
There was? Why?
With it was a gender role switch with I'm blanking now. Rupert. It's fork in the eye.
Put the cork on the fork.
Rupert. What you got for us, Chevy Clark? There you go. Anne Hathaway and Rebel Wilson.
Is that right? Was it named the same?
I don't think so. I think it had a different name.
Was it not?
But
good?
it was actually decent. But I'd rather watch the original.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Can I go to the bathroom?
Thank you.
Thank you. You got to do the face.
Yeah.
Chevy Clark has an answer. Said Pink Panther. Unfortunately, that's not right, Chevy Clark. The real answer is
Dirty Rotten Scoundrels.
great movie if you haven't watched it.
You gotta go watch that movie. It's so good. That's
a good guess, though. Chevy Clark. Don't worry, Chevy. There will be more opportunities in the future. Join us again. We'll go ahead and do one more person this round. See if we can get another winner here. What's that? Liz? Oh, yeah. Liz Hartranft got it.
The Hustle.
All right. Our last participant. Nope.
Rebel.
We're not going to have a double. That was Allie again. Pete Barnett. Pete Barnett. I got the question for you. Name one of the actors who portrayed the Wet Bandits in the movies Home Alone and Home Alone 2. One of the two actors who played the Wet Bandits in Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2.
Everything's so wet.
Oh.
What was that? Dang it, no, I can't remember the name of that show.
Who's in it? What was it about? Oh, nice. Pete Barnett got it with Daniel Stern.
Nice that you pulled out Daniel Stern, not Joe Pesci.
Very well done. No bonus points for you, though, sir. Can you give me your Twitter name or handle? Whatever you want to call it. I said Twitter handle a couple of times on my other stream. People are like, what is a handle?
Adult Fred Savage. Nice pull, Corey.
Oh, wow.
I don't know if I call him Adult Fred Savage so much as just his inner voice.
Yep. It works, though. We knew we were going there. Not French Stewart.
I know exactly what you mean.
There we go. Mad Sweet Pete. Sounds like a
French Stewart. Boy, that guy had a time.
Pro ball player. Mad Sweet Pete up to bat. All right, that was it for our trivia and our stickers for the night. Thank you, everyone. I'm sorry if you didn't win, but there will be more opportunities in the future. We've still got a bunch of these wonderful stickers to give out. So join us for future lives. Every other week?
Yep, every other Wednesday. So, because, it's party time on a Wednesday. I don't know why I keep saying it that way. Yeah, so come back for the next one. Do some trivia there. Had a lot of fun with you guys. Check in on the next podcast. Get caught up if you haven't. Watch Find That Planes, Trains, and Automobiles on, what was it called? Something Go. Hollywood Go. Yeah. Everybody's favorite streaming platform, Hollywood Go.
It only has 2 movies.
And make sure you subscribe and follow us on Twitter and on YouTube as well so you can get these notifications. And thanks a bunch for stopping by, everybody.
Yeah. Thank you, everybody. And, of course, Nerds Unite. And long pause while we wait for this thing to actually end before we cancel it so it doesn't cut us off mid-sentence.
That was a really long pause.
There we go.
You gave like a 10-minute pause.